fellow canners, welcome back to Grab Your Jars. I'm Lisa Bishop, and today we're going to be canning carrots. To start with, we'll talk about what you will need to be canning your carrots. I've got a pot of hot water here that I'm going to be boiling, because you're going to be wanting to pour boiling water over your carrots. And I've got my pressure canner. I've also got my carrots, of course. I still need to go through and wash these. My husband just pulled them up from the ground. And then you will need your canning lids with a shallow dish to place them in. You will need your screw bands. I have my canning book out here. You'll need a jar lifter. You will need a funnel. Optional, I like this little butter melting pot for pouring hot water into my jars. Also optional, I have a magnetic lid lifter so that I don't burn my fingers. If you don't have one of these, no big deal. You can use a butter knife. And of course, I have my clean jars that have been washed. You don't have to have your jars sterilized, as they will be sterilized in the canning process. And that's it for your supplies. So for washing my carrots up, getting them ready, I go ahead and just put them in soapy water, hot soapy water. And I have a little vegetable scrubbing brush, and I'm just going to scrub them. If I come across a carrot that has a real gnarly skin, I will go ahead and peel it. But otherwise, I don't peel my carrots. And that's all I do. And I'll rinse these off, and they're ready to be cut. While I'm cleaning my carrots, I'm going to go ahead and start my pot of boiling water so that it's ready when I need it. So here's a definite sample of kind of a gnarly carrot that I'm going to go ahead and peel a good portion of this carrot. All right, it's a beautiful Seattle morning, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my carrots outside. I just cleaned and peeled 5 pounds of carrots, so we'll see what this yields after I get them in my jars. And when you're cutting up carrots, you can cut them however you want. You can slice them, you can dice them, you can julienne them, you can put them into lengths, you can put them in whole. I like to cut mine into slices, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Stay with me. 5 pounds of carrots before we cut the ends off yielded me 9 pints. So that'll help you figure out how many carrots you'll need. I'm going to go ahead and put some boiling water on my lids at this point, because I'm ready to put boiling water in my jars. There's 2 different ways that you can process carrots. One of them is called a raw pack. The other is called a hot pack. Today I am going to be processing my carrots in a raw pack, and all that means is I'm putting raw carrots in the jar, and I'm going to put boiling water over the top of them. I don't use salt in my canning. It's not required for the processing, so I just don't use it. All right, when you put your boiling water in your jars, you want to fill it to within 1/2 inch of the top. I do like to use a funnel for this. If you find you got a little bit too much water in one of your jars, just take some out. I'm going to take a butter knife and just run it around the edge of this. This will release any air bubbles that's in the jar. Air in your jars will cause some discoloration of your carrots. Going to go ahead and put my lids on. Going to go ahead and put my screw bands on. Firmly tight. You need about 2 inches of water in your pressure canning pot. And you need to make sure your rack is in there. I'm going to go ahead and put my jars in. My pressure canner will hold 16 pints. And I did can my carrots in pint jars because it's just my husband and I that are living here at this point, and we eat about a pint's worth at a meal. So we're using pints. If you have a larger family than 2 people, you might want to use quarts. I always have a second pressure canning rack available so that if I am doing pints and I have more than 8, I can double stack them. So I'm going to go ahead and put my second rack in, and I'll put the rest of my jars in. All right. And put the lid on, lock it, turn my heat on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on high until this starts building pressure. My timer has gone off. My pressure gauge is now down to 0. My overpressure plug is flat, and the valve in the back, the vent pipe, is completely down. I'm going to go ahead and open my lid. When you're opening your pressure canner lid, you always want to open it away from you so that steam or drips don't get back in your face. And ta-da! We have carrots. I'm going to go ahead and take all these jars out of my canner, and I'm going to leave them sitting here until they've cooled. My jars have completely cooled. I'm going to go ahead and check them for a seal. If you don't know how to do that, watch my video called Did My Jars Seal? My jars have all sealed. I am now going to take off the screw bands, and I'm going to wash my jars in hot soapy water. I wash them to prevent bacteria from growing on the outside of the jars when I have them stored. When I rinse my jars, I set them upside down simply so water doesn't pool in the lid. And because it's a little bit simpler, I'm going to take all my screw bands and just throw them in my dishwasher. Thanks for watching my How to Can Carrots video. If you liked it, hit that like and subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.